Welcome to your practice. My name's Danielle Mika, and I'm here to guide you through an invigorating, energizing vinyasa flow. Let's go ahead and find a tall, comfortable seat. Take a moment to get grounded in this first posture, perhaps sitting on a bolster or a block, or finding a new position so that you can settle into this first pose. Allowing yourself to release anything that's happened prior to this moment and any anticipation for what's to come. Go ahead and close your eyes and let's begin Ujjayi Breath. As you settle into this space and your breath, take a mental scan of your physical body. Are there any areas of tension? Any areas that you want to focus a little bit more on? Pay attention to. Throughout my years of practice, I've nursed through a few different injuries, and my injuries have always been my greatest teachers, allowing me to pause, to learn to modify, to let go of comparison of what I used to be able to do. So wherever you are, just honor exactly where you are at. And when you're ready, let's find downward facing dog. So I'll guide you through a sequence, but stay grounded in your own breath, your body. And if something doesn't feel nourishing for you, feel free to choose something else. Even if it looks completely different from what I'm demonstrating, that is absolutely okay. Okay, go ahead and pedal the feet here. Come on to the balls of both feet. Lift the heels up high. Bend your knees. Stick your bum up as high as you can towards the sky. Start to bring your chest in a little bit closer towards your thighs. Begin to wrap your triceps in, your biceps out. Take another inhale right here. And on your exhale, start to work your legs in the direction of straight with your bum lifting up as high as you can. On your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your feet, standing forward fold at the back of the mat. We'll exhale to fold right here. On your next inhale, slowly begin to roll all the way up to standing. Extend the arms, gaze up, take a little bit of a back bend, heart lifts. And exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands back down to the earth, widening your sit bones. Inhale to walk forward like a cat into plank position. Keep the legs active, core engaged. Stay here for the exhale. Take another inhale. Gaze slightly forward, tailbone lengthens down. Exhale to lower all the way down onto your belly. Point the feet. Inhale, let's take Cobra Pose, Baby Cobra. No weight in the hands. Stay here, exhale. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, release. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press back through your knees. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Breathe in. And fully breathe out. Let's do that again. On your inhale, slowly walk the hands back towards your feet. Standing forward fold at the back of the mat. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rolling all the way up to standing. Extend the arms. Gaze up. Exhale, leading with your heart forward, fold, Uttanasana. Hands come down to the earth. Inhale to walk forward into plank position. Stay there for the exhale. Take one more inhale right here. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. No weight in the hands, all strength in the thoracic spine, back body. Stay here, exhale. One more inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, hands underneath your shoulders, press back through your knees, downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last cycle, just like that. Inhale, hands back towards the feet. Exhale to fold. Inhale to roll all the way up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to walk forward. Exhale to settle here. Take another inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Point the feet, inhale, baby cobra. Stay here, exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, hands underneath the shoulders, press back through the knees. Downward facing dog, breathe deeply. Slowly walk your feet up towards your hands this time, standing forward fold at the top of the mat. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back. You can go ahead and bend the knees so you can rest your chest onto your thighs. Interlace the fingers, bring the heels of the palms a little bit closer together as you lift the hands away from the lower back. Head is dangling freely here. Let's hold here for a few breaths, just awakening the shoulders, the chest, the heart. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Two more like that. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last one. Breath in. And breath out. Release the fingertips down to the earth. Inhale to halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. Draw the navel in towards the spine. On your next inhale, slowly rise all the way up to standing and release the arms down by your side. Let's bring the feet together to touch in Samastitihi. Spread through the toes. Activate your feet so much that you have your big toes rooting down, your pinky toes down. See if you can lift your 3 middle toes up so you're engaged in the arches of your feet. Don't worry if the toes don't lift up. Eventually they will. I remember the first time an instructor gave that cue and I was like, what? How am I supposed to lift these toes up? Are you crazy? And then, after a couple of weeks or something of just setting that intention, my toes started to lift up. Anyway, we set the intention, release the outcome. Heart lifts, shoulders soften down. Inhale, extend the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Keep the quads engaged. Hands come down to the earth. Inhale to halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, step back to plank pose, upper push-up. Stay for the inhale. charge up the legs and core, and exhale to lower halfway down, chaturanga. Roll over the tops of your feet. Inhale, come into your upward facing dog or cobra. Lift the chest, head of the arm bones back. And exhale, lift the hips up. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Let's hold here for 3 breaths. 1. Turn the gaze towards the navel. 2. 3. Finish the exhale. Look forward. Inhale, step or lightly jump to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. It's okay if it wasn't light. This is a practice, not a performance. Inhale, we'll rise all the way up. Extend the arms. And exhale, arms down by your side. Samastitihi. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, strong legs as you bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Think about lengthening from your pubic bone all the way up through to your collarbones. Exhale, step it back, upper push-up. Unclench your teeth. Inhale, tailbone lengthens, navel draws in. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga, elbows by the side body. Inhale, upward facing dog, rolling over the tops of the feet. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's hold here. 1. 2. 3. Finishing the exhale, looking forward. Inhale, step or jump. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, root down to rise up. Exhale, Samastitihi, arms down by your side. Legs engaged. Last one, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Try to alternate the feet as you exhale and step back into plank pose, upper push-up. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale to back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll hold here, 3 breaths. 1. 2. 3. Finishing the exhale, look forward, inhale, step or jump. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, feet together, bend the knees deeply. Inhale, come into a chair pose. So hips are low, arms extend up. On your exhale, go ahead and cactus the arms out to the side. Inhale, reach the arms up straight, legs are still bent. Exhale, cactus the arms. 3 more, inhale. Exhale, cactus. Create your own resistance here. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, as if you have 2-pound weights in each hand. Last one, inhale. Exhale, pulling down. Inhale, straighten the legs, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Alternating the feet, exhale, step back plank. Stay, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bending. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, quietly step your right foot forward, close to your right thumb as you pivot the left heel down. Inhale to rise up in a warrior 1 position. On your exhale, bring the chest down, arms down by your side waist. Keep the back leg super strong. Inhale, extend the arms all the way back up. Exhale, open a warrior two. Toe heel the right foot to the left a little bit. Deep lunge. Inhale, exalted. Right arm extends up. Exhale, side angle pose. Forearm to thigh. Left bicep right by the ear. One more time, exalted. Right arm extends all the way up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, plant the palms. Three-legged downward facing dog, right leg lifts up. Inhale to come forward into a three-legged plank. Keep that left leg super strong and engaged. Exhale, draw the right knee towards the right tricep. Inhale, come back into your three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to nose. Draw the navel in towards the spine as much as you can. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left tricep. Pivot the left heel down. You're going to extend your right leg out towards the left side, reaching the left arm up. I'm going to actually just place my right foot on the couch here. You can even lift your right leg up to engage the inner thighs a little bit more for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Let's come back, plank pose. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, take the back bend, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, left foot steps quietly forward towards the left thumb, right heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, chest down, arms down by the side waist. Inhale, rising back up, warrior one. Exhale to open, warrior two pose. Inhale, exalted, left arm reaches. Exhale, side angle, forearm to thigh, right bicep to ear. Inhale, exalted, left arm up. Exhale, three-legged downward facing dog, left leg extends. Inhale to come forward, three-legged plank. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right tricep. Right heel pivots down this time. Left leg extends out to the right, right arm up. You can always lift that left leg if you'd like to, or place it on your couch. Another 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale to back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's settle here, a few breaths. Three, 4, 5. Finish the exhale. Look forward. Inhale, step or jump. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees deeply. Inhale, come into chair pose. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, cactus. 3 more. Inhale, arms extend. Bring those weights back in. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs, arms extend up. And exhale, arms down by your side. Samastitihi. Let's hold here for a couple of breaths, just settling into this pose. Take the feet about hip distance apart, somewhat parallel. Bring your hands to your waist. We'll find Padangasthasana on your inhale. Root through the feet, lengthen through the side body. Exhale, hinge at the hip crease. And hook the big toes with your index and middle fingers. Inhale to halfway lift. Again, lengthening from pubic bone all the way up through to your collarbones. As you widen the sit bones, widen the femur bones. Exhale, fold. Gently pull up onto your big toes and at the same time press the big toes down into the peace fingers. Shoulders draw away from the ears and the head dangles. 3 more breaths. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, slide your hands underneath your feet, palms facing up. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Again, widen the sit bones, widen the femur bones, create the space in the pelvis as you forward fold. You're going to be pulling up onto your feet and simultaneously pressing the balls of your feet and toes down onto your palms, onto your wrists. Heads dangling, shoulders away from the ears. Next inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, slide your hands towards your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, come back into your Samastitihi, equal standing pose. We'll hold 3 breaths. How can you carry yourself right now? Taller, longer, empowered, open, present. I'm going to grab my blocks. I'm going to place one on each side of my mat. You don't need to have blocks for this, as I mention every time. But if you do, then go ahead and just place both on either side of your mat, or you can just use one and we can go right and left. Okay, step your feet wide. Extend the arms out so your ankles are underneath the wrists. Warrior 2 on the right side. Rotate the right foot out. Left foot is rotating in. Inhale. Exhale, we'll bend into that right leg. Now from here, let's move into Parshvakonasana, extended side angle pose. As you reach towards the right side, maybe use the block or hand comes down to the earth. Perhaps you feel like binding. Left bicep right by the ear. Really start to tuck that right glute underneath you. As you open your chest, keep the bottom ribs in. And turn the gaze over towards the left fingertips. That's a little bit too intense on the cervical spine, on the neck. You can keep the gaze down at the earth. If your hand is on the block, press it, actively press it in, root down as you lift the heart up. Keeping your left bicep right there, just straighten the right leg for triangle pose. Make any adjustments. Keep both legs absolutely active. 2 more breaths. Next, exhale, look down at the floor, put a slight bend into that right leg, remove the block. Let's inhale to rise up. Exhale, right foot in, left foot out this time. Inhale. Exhale, put a bend into that left leg. Keep rooting into the outer edge of that right foot as you reach forward and come into your extended side angle pose, Parshvakonasana. Any variation. What is going to be the most nourishing choice for you right now? Sometimes I think, oh, it's Shavasana every single time. And sometimes it is. But other times it's about leaning into a little bit of the discomfort, staying for an additional breath. Perhaps you want to come out right now, but you take one more breath and then make a conscious choice. What is going to serve me right now? What is going to grow me, strengthen me, support me in being a little bit more resilient? Next inhale, straighten the left leg, triangle pose. So we're a little wide in this stance, but we can play with this. Two more breaths. Next exhale, look down at the floor, put a slight bend into that left leg, remove the block. Inhale, let's rise up. Rotate your left foot in. So now both feet are parallel to the short length of the mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, let's fold, hinging at the hip crease. Kneecaps are lifted, the quads are engaged. You're going to bring the hands down to the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your heels as you bring the crown of the head down a little bit closer towards the mat. It's okay if it's not on the mat. You might be up here. That's totally fine. Widen the sit bones, root through the outer edges of the feet, but a slight bend into the knees, especially if you're feeling this behind the knees. Shoulders away from the ears. Let's hold here a couple more breaths. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Navel draws in. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, just stay right there. Rotate your right foot out again. I'm going to go a little bit wider in my stance. Extend the arms. Inhale. Exhale, put a bend into that right leg as you move into half moon. I'm going to take the block with my right hand. Left hand is going to come to my hip. I'm shortening the stance by drawing the left foot in a little bit closer towards the right. Watch the right foot so it doesn't start to rotate inward. You're keeping that right big toe rooted down onto the mat. Now slide the block forward, slightly forward and off to the right side as you come into your right foot and de-weight the left foot. Start to lift that left leg up. Same as in your triangle pose, you're tucking that right glute underneath you, opening the hips up towards the left side. Left arm can reach up. Let's hold here a couple more breaths. Gaze can be down at the earth or towards the left fingertips. Next, exhale, look down at the floor, bring both hands down to the earth, or place both hands onto your block. You're in a standing L shape now, rotating that left hip down, lift the left leg up from the left inner thigh. Try to pull that right hip back a little bit more. I'm going to grow longer from my left big toe all the way up through to the crown of my head. Let's hold here a few more breaths. Strong core, strong legs. One more breath. Put a bend into that standing leg and slowly step your left foot halfway back onto the mat. Your heels are about hip bone distance apart. So width-wise, not length. Length, they're about 3 feet, but heels are about hip distance wide. Now bring the block towards the inside of your right foot. Right hand to the right hip crease. Manually pull that right hip back so you find a little bit more length from your right hip all the way up through to your right armpit. This might be enough. Inhale right here. Beautiful sensation in that outer right leg. Stay there. Or let's move into Revolve Triangle Pose. As you keep the hips rooting down towards the mat, start to twist from the waistline to the right. Stay there or reach the right arm up. Gaze can be down towards the right big toe or towards the right fingertips. Let's hold here a few more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, gaze down at the floor, fingertips on either side of the right foot. Remove the block. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen the spine, put a bend into the right leg, hands to the waist. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Whoa. Exhale, turn other side. I'm definitely feeling that right hamstring. Okay, let's come back into our wide stance for extended side angle pose. So here you are in your warrior two. You're gonna reach towards the left, take the block and move into half moon. We'll break it down again this side, right hand to hip, shorten the stance. Unless you're really familiar with this pose, let's break it down slowly. Left foot parallel to the length of the mat. Bring your block slightly forward and off to the left side. De-weight the right foot. Lift that right leg up. Watch the left foot so it's not rotating in. That tends to happen. Or collapsing in that left arch. Left buttock tucks under. Hips start to face towards the side wall. Right arm can reach up. Let's hold here. Activate through that right leg and foot. And toes. Take one more inhale. Exhale, gaze down at the floor. Bring your hands down to the earth or to the block. I'm going to rotate my block so both hands are coming down to the block as I find this standing L shape. Right hip rotates down. Lift the right leg from the right inner thigh. Length from your right toes all the way up through to the crown of the head. And you know, let's put a pleasant look on our faces right now. Gratitude for being in this pose. How often in your day-to-day do you find yourself in this pose, standing L shape? Oh, I've dropped my keys. Standing L. Right, notice if you're holding on to the block for dear life. Feel a little bit lighter there. Core is engaged. Put a bend into that left leg. Slowly step your right foot halfway back onto the mat. Now check out your stance. If you've got your heels in line with each other, then you might feel like you're on a tightrope. So the wider you are, the more stable you'll feel. Heels about hip bone distance apart. Let's bring the block towards the inside. I mean, if you're pretty open, especially in the back side of the left leg, you can take the block towards the outside of your left foot. You choose. Inside or outside. Left hand to left hip. Manually pull that hip back. Wow, I'm really feeling this. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, stay there or begin the twist to the left. If you need more, feel free to reach your left arm up. And let's hold here. And try to find equal weight in both feet. Most of us will put more of our weight onto our back foot here. Take one more inhale. Exhale, gaze down at the floor, fingertips on either side of the left foot. Remove the block. Inhale, rise all the way up. Turn and face the side of your mat again. Take the feet a little bit wider apart, so ankles about underneath your wrists. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, fold, bringing the crown of the head down a little bit closer towards the mat. And then now hands away from the lower back, bringing the hands a little bit closer towards the earth. Two more breaths. Notice if you're grinding your teeth. Soften your jaw on the exhale. Inhale, rise up with the strength of your arms and your core. And exhale, come to the top of your mat in Samastitihi or Tadasana. And let's hold for a couple of breaths right here, settling into stillness. Step the feet a little bit wider apart. Rotate the feet so they're at a 45-degree angle, and let's slowly come into a squat. So if your heels are lifted, lift the hips up a little bit higher. You can always take the feet a little bit wider apart as well. Find your variation at this. You can bring the palms together, press the knees into the elbows, and resist. Press the elbows into the knees. So elbows into the knees, knees into the elbows. Lift through the chest. See if you can take a little bit of a back bend here. Next, exhale, lower down onto your bum. Extend the legs out in front of you. Feet about hip distance apart. Take your hands behind your hamstrings. Inhale. And on the exhale, tuck the tailbone and slowly start to lower down onto your sacrum. You can extend the arms. Inhale, let's rise up. Exhale, rounding the spine, lower halfway down. Inhale, slowly rise up. So you can continue doing it like that, or take the block, place it on your inner thighs and squeeze the block as you exhale to lower down. This will be a little bit more supportive. Inhale to rise up. If you want to keep the core engaged, try not to come all the way up onto your sit bones. You can exhale to lower down, and then inhale, just come maybe like halfway up. Exhale, lowering down. Keep going at your own pace. Inhale to up, to rise. Three more. Last one, let's lower all the way down onto our backs, taking your time. You can keep your block right in between your inner thighs and draw the heels in a little bit closer towards your bum. I'm going to bring the block up a little bit more. Extend your arms down by your side waist. You want to be able to just touch the heels with your fingertips. Feet are about hip distance apart. Root through all four corners of your feet on your inhale. Go ahead and lift the hips up. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Start to walk the shoulders in a little bit closer together. Root through the feet. Root the arms down, wrists down. Squeeze the block. Lift the hips up. Let's hold here a few breaths. Try to avoid looking right or left. Just keep the gaze straight up. 5 more breaths. Hips higher, wrists lower. 3, 2, 1. Release your hands and slowly lower the spine back down to the earth. Remove the block. It's definitely a love-hate relationship with that thing. Okay, hug the knees in towards your chest. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. Let's roll forward and back a couple of times onto the spine. Next time, rise all the way up, cross the legs, plant the palms, and step back into downward facing dog. Let's take a rinse right here. Inhale to ripple forward into plank. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing. And exhale, downward facing, pressing into your right hand. Inhale, reach the right leg up. On your exhale, step your right foot forward towards the outside of your right hand. Outside of your right hand, lower the left knee down and externally rotate your right foot out. So your right foot's at a 45-degree angle. You're coming onto the outer edge of that right foot. Now keep the distance of your inner and outer ankles equal. So you're not sickling at the ankle. It's active. You're protecting that right knee. So either stay here, pulling that right hip back, lifting through the chest, or start to come down onto your forearms. You can always use the blocks as well. Bringing the forearms onto the block, or your hands are onto the block. Let's take a few breaths right here. Feel free to point your left toes back so you're on the top of that left foot. And breathe into that right outer hip and left hip flexor. Stay active in this pose. I know it's really easy to just completely melt, but you want to keep the bandhas engaged, the pelvic floor muscles lifted, the abdominals lifted. Okay, stay right here, or let's go ahead and release that left foot down, left hand down flat onto the mat. You may want to use a block for this. You can keep your forearm down, especially if you're pretty open in the left thigh. Take the left foot with your right hand and draw the heel in a little bit closer towards the bum. You can take it from the inside or open up the shoulder by taking the left foot towards the outside. And you're still on the outer edge of that right foot. We'll hold for a few more breaths. If this is getting a little bit too intense, just come into child's pose. Take that moment to pause. 3 more breaths. Next, inhale, release that left foot. Exhale, plant the palms. Go ahead and slide your right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Stay here or let's cycle through a vinyasa. Inhale, rippling forward plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pressing into your left hand. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, left foot steps quietly forward because your core is so engaged towards the outside of your left hand. Lower the right knee down. Set it the same way you did on the right side. Open up that left foot. Come onto the outer edge of your left foot. Watch the ankle. So you can stay right here, staying on your hands, melting that right hip flexor down, but at the same time, simultaneously lifting the core muscles. Or come down onto your forearms, but keep that engagement in the core. You can point the right toes back behind you. Let's pause here for a few breaths. If you run, you cycle, or you sit at a desk a lot, and this might feel pretty intense. Now place your right palm down onto the mat. You can stay on your forearm or come up onto your palms. Start to turn to the left. You can stay right here. If it's there for you, lift the right foot. Take the inside of your right foot with your left hand for an internal rotation of the left shoulder, or take the outside of your right foot with your left hand to open up that left shoulder. And you choose. You can draw the heel in a little bit closer towards the bum, or press the foot back into your palm to open the chest a little bit more. Notice your breath. Two more breaths. Next inhale, release that right foot, plant the palms, slowly step your left foot all the way back to meet the right downward facing dog. Inhale to come forward into a plank pose, top of a push-up. On your exhale, slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. Point your feet. Root through the tops of the feet. Pinky toenails are rooted down. Kneecaps are lifted. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift your heart. Lift the hands away from the lower back. Lift the legs up. Let's hold here. 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, come to cobra or upward facing dog, or some variation in between like I'm in. And then exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Bend your knees, take the outside of your ankles for Dhanurasana Bow pose. So all these back bends start to open your chest, open your heart. They're invigorating, awakening. Go ahead and press the feet back, lift the heart, lift the thighs. Let's hold here a few breaths. Thighs up a little bit higher. 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. Hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, come into variation of your cobra, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Inhale, plank pose, second set. Exhale, lower all the way down. Bend your knees. This time, take the inside of your ankles. So you're opening up through the shoulders, feet about hip distance apart. Inhale, press the feet back, lift the heart. Let's hold here. Three, two, one. Exhale, release. Hands underneath your shoulders. Let's press back into child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide, bum towards the heels. Rest your forehead down onto the mat. Couple more breaths right here just to settle. Reground in your breath. All right, walk your hands back towards your knees. We'll move into Camel Pose, so standing on our shins and knees. I usually like to double up the mat, unless I'm practicing on carpet. But since I'm on hardwood, I'm going to double up the mat. Knees underneath the hips. We'll do 2 sets of this posture. So you may want to start off with the toes tucked under for a little bit more stability. Also, there's less distance here to be able to grab onto the heels. We'll start with the hands at the lower back. Tailbone lengthens, heart lifts. So we're finding that length through the side body. Lift through the chest. Inhale, hug the shoulder blades. Go ahead and take the head back if the neck allows. Otherwise, keep the chin drawn in towards the chest, and you can just stay right there. If you see the back wall, you can take one hand to your heel and then the other. Press the hips forward, hug the shoulder blades. Relax the jaw. Couple more breaths. Bring the hands back to the lower back. Inhale to rise up. And exhale, point your feet back. Go ahead and sit down onto your heels. So as you transition, these are the moments you want to be super mindful. Most injuries tend to happen in the transition, coming into a pose or coming out, because they're not fully paying attention. So as you come out of the pose, make sure you're using the strength of your legs and you're coming up evenly on both sides rather than using momentum, bringing one side up and then the other. Let's take our second set, or stay there resting. Either tucking the toes underneath you or feet pointed back. Hands to the lower back, hips forward, heart lifts. Inhale. Exhale, maybe one hand to the heel and then the other, hips forward. Bring the hands back to the hips. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sit down onto your heels. Let's just hold here for a couple of breaths. You might be feeling a little bit more energized now, hopefully more clear. Your prana, your energy is flowing freely throughout the body. Right. Go ahead and unfold the mat. Let's come down onto our spine. And we'll take either Setubandhasana bridge pose. So we did that one previously with the block in between the thighs. Or you're going to come into wheel pose. So the setup is similar. You're going to walk the feet in towards your bum. Feet about hip distance apart, somewhat parallel. I can touch my heels with my fingertips. Root through the feet. On your inhale, go ahead and lift the hips up. Stay there or interlace the fingers. Walk up onto your shoulders. Make sure that the knees don't splay out. Keep rooting through the big toe mound sides of your feet. So puff up the chest, lift the hips up, stay there, or plant the palms down on either side of your ears if this is part of your practice moving into wheel. Right, from here, root through the feet and come up to the crown of your head on your inhale. You're going to draw the elbows in, hug the shoulder blades, and then press down into the feet and the hands as you lift your chest up. Now start to put a little bit more weight into your hands as you press into the feet, working the legs in the direction of straight. Let's hold for a couple more breaths. Okay, to come down, slowly bend at your elbows, draw the chin in towards your chest, and lower onto your spine. All right. Release the arms down. Let's just take a moment here to pause. I like to think about my back bends, especially those wheels, like making pancakes. The first one I make, the temperature is not absolutely right. Most of the time, the oil's a little bit too hot, and my first pancake burns, and it's deep fried. I gotta just throw it out. Then I turn down the heat, and then I find the pancake that's golden brown. So same thing, let's go into our second pancake right now. Root through the feet, lift the hips up, either interlacing the fingers or plant the palms down. Draw the elbows in, and this time if you want, come right into your wheel or come back to the crown of the head, elbows in, root down, and rise up. Start to pump your chest towards the back wall, away from your feet. You can stay there or come onto the balls of your feet. Walk your feet in a little bit closer towards your hands. Same thing, gently pump the chest. Lower the heels down, take one more breath, and then exhale, slowly release down. Right, bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. You can take your arms overhead. I'm good with one pancake. If you all feel like doing another one, go ahead. Otherwise, let's stay resting here, soles of the feet together, knees wide, arms overhead or hands at your chest. Your body knows the counter pose. And those of you who are choosing to go into the back bend, I'm cheering you on right now. Let's get that second pancake nice and golden brown. Let's all meet here, lying down on our backs, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Let anything go that's still lingering. One more time, deep breath in. Slowly start to draw the knees in a little bit closer to one another. And take the feet a little bit wider apart, maybe mat distance apart. You can cactus your arms, or if you have enough room, you can extend your arms out into a T shape. Inhale. And exhale, lower the legs over towards the right. We'll just simply windshield wiper our legs from side to side. Inhale to center. Feel nice and slow. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Left. Inhale, center. Hug your knees in towards your chest so you're rounding the spine. slide the right knee on top of the left. So shift your hips over towards the right a little bit. Let's extend the legs over towards the left. Right arm can reach out to the right side for a twist. Inhale to center. And we'll unravel. Other side, left knee stacks on top of the right, hips shift over towards the left a little bit, and move the legs over towards the right as you extend your left arm out to the left side. Next inhale, come back to center. Go ahead and unravel. Come into happy baby pose. That may look like hands behind the hamstrings, or maybe it's hands holding onto the outer edge of your feet, or it might just be arms down and allowing gravity to do its thing. Breathing into the inner thighs. Allow this pose to be relaxing. Notice if you hold onto your feet, you're in an abdominal crunch, just let go of the feet. Release the hands down. Maybe even lower the feet down. And whenever you're ready, let's move into final relaxation, extending the legs, extending the arms. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and just sigh it out. You've worked hard. Another deep breath in. And a complete breath out. Allow the breath to be free without controlling it. And let's take a couple minutes here to simply be. Let the body be heavy. I'll let you know when to come out. Enjoy. Keeping your eyes closed, begin to deepen your breath and start to find some small movement in your body. Extend the arms overhead, taking a full body stretch. Draw the knees in towards your chest. Roll over onto one side, pausing there for a couple of breaths. Now use your hands to press yourself up into a comfortable seat. Go ahead and close your eyes. Notice how you feel, hopefully a little bit more clear, perhaps a little more centered, grounded, and at the same time energized. From this space of clarity, I'd like you to set an intention for yourself. What quality, what value do you want to have guiding you through the rest of your day? And let that be at the forefront of your awareness. So regardless of what happens, whatever that intention you set, that stays as a reminder in how you choose to respond. Thank you for joining me in the practice today. Namaste.